Danny and I also heard that you are celebrating turning 40 by freezing your eggs,
The
Jen.
natural lesbian 40th birthday gift to themselves. Yeah, so I've been this is something I've been thinking about since I was in my late 20s. And I never really was at a point in my life where it made sense to do it. And Bronwyn and I were actually, I forgot where we were having the conversation, but you were very blunt. And Bronwyn said, if you're going to do it, you
You
have
have to
five
you
months.
you have to do it now. Like, 'cause I know you still feel really young, but your eggs aren't. This is coming from someone who's, older and whose eggs are cooked. I said, if because we've talked about having a child together. Jen is a great stepmom, but there's a part of her that wants to have her own child, her own biological child. And I said, if that's
Yeah.
something that you want to do, now's the time.
We're not 100% decided, but on doing that, obviously we would talk to the kids
Yeah,
first.
we'd have to talk to the kids first.
But
It's good to leave your options open.
And we're at a point in our relationship where 5 years down the line, we don't want to make a decision. Oh, now we want to start, a family that's biologically mine. And at 45, it's just a lot harder
Yeah, like impossible almost.
well, I wouldn't say impossible.
But pretty damn hard.
I have great eggs, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. Like that's a very and that's a great way to look into it.
Yeah.
Above
average.
And while you're doing the egg freezing process, and also going through these steps, because like you were saying, like you haven't had the major decision or the 100% type situation yet, but going through it, it's a very for my friends who have done it, it's very taxing and very emotional, and it brings up a lot of those feelings. Like while going through the process, has it been making you lean towards one way or the other? Like, oh, this could be a really exciting chapter, or?
So if Bronwyn and I were just ourselves and there were no children in the picture, I think it would be an easy choice for me. Yes, I would go ahead and have another child. But for me, and Bronwyn and I have had a lot of conversations about this because we have the same viewpoint. We just have different pathways of getting there. My whole thing is that I need the younger and older kids to be a part of this. So the older kids, obviously, I don't think that they're going to want to play as big of a role, but I want to make sure that they feel like they have agency in this choice because we're not just growing a family that's her and I, we're growing a family that already exists.
Yeah.
And so I just want to make sure before we make a decision.
And I've talked to
the younger kids have a say.
I've talked to the little kids about it and they're all really excited. They would love that, So we'll see where it lands.
Yeah.
I think
probably we're gonna move forward with trying, but again, for me, it's it has to be at least 6 out of 7 yeses.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Majority rule.
Yeah, I just don't want to do anything that's gonna.
Even though we live in Tennessee, we still believe in democracy.
Have you taken the temperature with your older children about the situation? Do you know what
we talked to Bella yesterday.
We mentioned the egg freezing.
Yeah, to Bella, and she was okay with it.
I think that it's as a child of divorced parents, I think that it's more of having to really process okay, now someone else that isn't related to my dad is going to have my mom as a mom. And I think that the older that you are, the more ingrained sort of your childhood memories are. And so I think that it's just going to be a process of really working through that for the older kids, less than they would have a problem with me.
But my stepbrother and my stepsister are, the loves of my life. They were born when I was 15 and 18. So I think, it's also kind of fun to grow your family and to have that connection too. So.
And we would have to talk to Sean. I mean, we should let him know. Probably.
Well, we're doing this interview, so